This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so today is Wednesday, March 25th, and as always, everything that we're going to be talking about today is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. So interesting. We don't got a ton going on this morning, but we got some good show of hands. I'm not really that upset whatsoever with the list that we do have and what we've been kind of seeing going on out there. So first thing going to be looking at is Dow. If we come back over here, we can see 3150. And most importantly, this 31 right here is showing us that based off the print personality of the pre-market at this moment, that's a pretty substantial move. We're not just talking about $1 that this person needs to make right here within this 31, because that is a lot. Now, I really was not happy about how early this morning it came in, and how really there's been absolutely no pullback. So one thing that we do have to understand is that it's either we basically have two options. One is going to become an exception. Number two is the more likely situation, which follows the rules, and we end up getting a substantial pullback from this 31 to break underneath the 30, which psychologically is a hard level to be able to hold. So overall, we're going to be looking to see, are we getting more new buying coming up at the top? Because you can see we are starting to see some positions being leaked off, and the positions that we are seeing going in are basically only in one print. Now, the orders are thin, but the volume is pretty decent. We should be able to get a few more coming in. So 32 is just going to tell us a lot of what we're going to be, our expectations are. But overall, like I said, with those prints that we have at 31, I don't really see it trading as an exception right now. So I'm going to be expecting a pretty substantial pullback coming into it before we would look for that trigger back up towards the top. Okay, next thing looking at is NCLH. So really like what I see going on here, just because even though it's kind of a little bit up and down, it's actually been following the prints very well, and it's pretty damn smooth. So 17 right here, we can see we got a decent, I mean, it's not a great show of hand, but definitely a decent show of hand. And then following afterwards, we saw some riders start to come in. So really what that tells me is that we're going to have to get that pullback from 17. But just look at its personality so far. It's really been about 50-cent moves from those pullbacks, and both pullbacks have, both times from that 1650 down to pretty much 16, and then 17 down to 1650. I would expect a little bit more. So it is taking off, and it just needs, I mean, it's definitely going to need new buying up here, because we haven't really seen that much of that at all, but definitely some decent coming there. So next thing looking at is AAL. AAL is another one that it's not, we know about this. I mean, it's not like this is new to our list, but just looking at the show of hands that we've been seen coming into them. So we have 1650 that came up before. Which really, once again, I mean, it got a little pullback, but I'm expecting a bunch. We have a lot of uptrends that are coming into this morning, and I am expecting a bunch. Here we go. I am expecting a bunch of pullbacks, but the new buying that's coming in higher is telling us that after these riders, we are going to be expecting those moves back towards the upside. Now, also going to be looking at, well, that's going to be a side list, but SAFE, which is odd because we don't really see this one moving too much. But one thing that I really like, and this is at the bottom of our list. It's not quite a side list stock, but the reason that it's on the bottom of my list is because if we look at the way that it's actually trading right now, very, very consolidated, even though it's making, an extremely high move for what its range typically is. Now, we haven't really got anything that great print-wise coming into it yet, but you can see, just like everything else, we're getting a few prints coming in near those highs and then kind of following up with those riders. So I'm really expecting, because of those selling, if we don't see real new buying coming in real quick, that we're going to be getting 3 real nice pullbacks in the airlines between Dow, AAL, and SAVE. But just like I said, the personality of the way that SAVE is trading puts it towards the bottom of my list for right now, unless we obviously see something change within that. But bars are just so consolidated. So 3 things on my side list. First of all, CTSO. CTSO. All right. So the thing I like about this is, as we were pushing up, I mean, obviously it's a huge move towards that upside. But if you look at the volume, it really wasn't quite there. But now that as we're coming back down towards that 6 level, you can see we are starting to get some new buying coming back in. You have some buying coming in at that 7. And then, overall, not really that much new selling. So even though it came up on such low volume, it's in one of those situations where if we continue to see this new buying, we have no problems being able to get back up towards that of those highs and get back towards that double top. The only thing is that overall, I hate when stocks make moves like this on really, really low volume. It was really, really early, so there's basically going to be no orders out there, but it just doesn't give the substance that we would really like to be able to trigger towards that upside. So we're really going to have to go with the new buying that we're seeing coming down at these lower stages. Next thing is ASTC. So ASTC is another one where not completely ecstatic about the buying that we saw as we came back up towards that 350 level, but overall we can see that we are still getting a lot of new positions. I mean, if you look right here, I mean, 340, 4 prints here, I mean, that was really it on the bigger side of things. And there's based off the volume that's being trading, there's really no problem that it should have being able to trade those higher shares. So something that I'm not ecstatic about, but it does have all the variables. It is holding well, and there is a little bit of new buying around that 350. And then TTOO, but this is absolutely going to have to fit your game plan because it's not going to be a huge mover, but it's just something I keep seeing this thing pop up. And I know it had a big move coming into the aftermarket yesterday, and now we're at that one level, which is going to make things kind of be a pain. But overall, I'm very interested to see what we get at that one because, like I said, we just keep seeing this thing pop up over and over and over again. It's like it really wants to get above that one level. So something to be watching and something I'll be looking at. Like I said, it's not going to be the first thing that I trade, but it is going to be something that I keep my eye on as long as this fits your game plan. Anything in BA at 150, yeah, one ask print, then like a little bit later it had one bid print. And nothing, I'll just pull it up for you. Nothing really too great. 149.10 I really liked right here. I really like this position a lot. Okay, but at the 150 level, just not really that much anything that's that special. HAPP, let's see, can be a sideless stock. Yes, sure can. Let's take a look. What kind of prints do we have? It's very similar to that ASTC. So we get that move. Well, actually, the move towards the upside actually had volume. And do we have any prints near the highs? Not really. All right, so we'll need a better show of hand, but certainly something that we could put on our side list and just kind of take a look and see if if we can start to get new buying as we come into or some type of buying as we come into the open of the market. All right, guys. Anything else out there that I missed? Anything else out there that I missed? Nope. All right, beautiful. So remember, class will begin at 10 a.m. That link is already out. Everyone else, I will talk to you in the chat, and happy trading.